Hello, good morning, grade 4. Okay, so for today, we will have a lesson on Unit 3, Treasures of Technology, Lesson 7, A Way to Connect. So this is the last lesson of Unit 3 that we were not able to discuss during the previous quarter, third quarter. So the first topic for this lesson is on pronouncing the S ending of words. Okay, so there are three ways to pronounce words that end in letter S. We have S as in cat, Z as in word, is as in causes. Causes. Here are some rules. Remember, the first rule is the word that ends in S preceded by voiceless sounds are pronounced as S. Voiceless sounds are produced without vibration in the throat when the letters are sounded. Examples. You have chips, stops, hits, pets, thinks, networks, laughs, puffs, months, pats. Okay, the second rule is words that end in S preceded by letters that make a hissing sound, like are pronounced as is. Examples: classes, services, chooses, quizzes, dishes, wishes, churches, watches, advantages, and bridges. And last rule is words ending in S preceded by voiced sounds are pronounced as Z. Voice sounds are produced with vibration in the throat when the letters are sounded. Examples: describes, grabs, begs, dogs, beds, swords. As if you put your hand on your throat as you say the words with me, you will feel the vibration. Bates, writes, loves, receives, calls, falls, cures, rivers, comes, dreams, connections, and rings. Okay. Did you feel the vibration on your throat? Okay. All right, so I will be showing you some words and let's determine each word. All right, so here I have some words that I will show you on the screen. Let's together, let's determine the sound of the final letter S in each word. Okay, so I have, or we have, which is drives, necklaces, and clocks. Okay, so here is the table of how the words are correctly put to the correct sound of the S ending of the words. Okay, so for claps and speaks, it has the sound for the S ending. For necklaces and witches, it has the is sound as the S ending. And lastly, we have the drives. It has the Z sound as in, it has the Z sound for the S ending of the word drives. Okay, so our next topic is about forming compound words. Words that are made up of two or more words taken as a single unit, combined, separated, or hyphenated. It may derive its meaning either from the individual meaning of words it consists or may have an entirely different meaning. Okay? So here are the kinds of compound words. You have first combined, meaning that it's written as one word. Example, grandson. Okay, it's the combination of grand and son, which together it means the son of one son or daughter. As you can see, grand, as the word itself has a different meaning from the the other word, which is son, which has its own meaning as well. Okay, and it has a different meaning as when you combine the two words. Another kind is separated, meaning they are written as two words. Okay, example, loved ones. There's, as you can see here, there is a space in the middle of the or in between of the two words. Okay, meaning it's an example of a separated compound word. Okay, love has a total different meaning of its own, and when you add one, it also has its own meaning. But together, when you combine it, makes a total new meaning, okay, which means family members. Lastly, hyphenated. It has a hyphen in between two or three words. Okay, example, low rise. Okay, low has its own meaning and rise also has its own meaning. Okay, together, when you combine it, you put a hyphen in between the two words low and rise, and it means having two stories and not equipped with elevators. Okay. And lastly, last topic for this lesson is about determining the point of view of a passage. A story is usually told from someone's perspective or point of view. Okay, sometimes the main character tells the story. Sometimes another narrator does. Someone who seems to be watching the story unfold but is not the main character, or someone who sees everything that is happening and knows what the character feels and why they do what they do. Someone who is viewing someone so there are three different points of view. Okay, I will discuss to you about it on the next slides. Okay, here's one. First person point of view. Okay, narrator of the first person point of view is the narrator of the story, is a character in the story. Okay, how will you able to know that the first person point of view is when the narrator uses the pronouns I and me. Okay. Example, I myself had two separate encounters with witches before I was 8 years old. From the first, I escaped unharmed, but on the second occasion, I was not so lucky. Things happened to me that will probably make you scream when you read about them. Okay, this is from The Witches by Roald Dahl. Okay, so the main character in this story is the one narrating. How did we know this is first person point of view? Because the narrator used the pronouns I, okay, there, and me. Now, next kind, second person point of view. Okay, so a second person point of view is not often used in stories and narratives. Okay? It is used for directions and instructions. Okay, it uses short imperative sentences to give directions where the implied subject is you. Okay, the one who wrote the passage or the article uses you. When the pronoun you is used, it's that is your clue to identify that it's a second person point of view. Okay, example. Once you've verified your computer is compatible with connecting to the internet, you'll need to determine who you're going to connect to the internet though. In order to connect to the internet, you're going to need to have an internet service provider, ISP. In most areas, you'll be able to connect to the internet either using a local ISP, which is a company or city that makes its business by selling internet connections, or you may want to consider a large ISP such as AOL and MSN, which is a large international company with locations all over the United States and the world. Okay, this is an excerpt from How Do I Connect to the Internet? Okay, so this gives instructions on how to connect to the internet. Okay. And this is a second person point of view. How did we know that this is a second person point of view? Okay, the this article uses pronouns you and your. We have you, okay, your, your, you. Okay, so there you'll be able to identify that this is a second person point of view. That's your clue there. Okay, and last kind is a third person point of view. Okay, it uses pronouns such as he, she, him, her, and other third person pronouns. Okay. Example, Mr. Bucket was the only person in the family with a job. He worked in a toothpaste factory where he sat all day long at a bench and screwed the little caps on the tops of the tubes of toothpaste after the tubes had been filled. But the toothpaste cap screwer is never paid very much money. And poor Mr. Bucket, however hard, was never able to make enough to buy one half of the things that so large a family needed. Okay, this is from the story Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Okay, so this is an example of a third person point of view. How did we know that this is a third person point of view? Because the narrator uses pronouns that uses pronouns to talk about Mr. Bucket and the things that he does. He used he. Okay, used he used he. So that is how we're able to know that this is a third person point of view. So the narrator is telling a story about someone else. Okay, that is a third person point of view. Okay, so for your assigned task today, you're going to do sit work number 2, exercise 1 on page 312. We will just do number 6 to 15. Okay, and you have another sit work, which is sit work number 3. You will answer exercise 2, page 313. And you have one homework number 1. You will answer exercise 3, page 370. And then for your advanced work for week 2, I will be posting that on Thursday or Friday. Okay. And that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.